And a warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. Baku City Circuit then. It's an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Anderson, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Ocon, Bottas, Sargent, Ricciardo, Joe, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the Grand Prix. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way that you approach those roles?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. They're two very different mindsets. In the old days, of course, they used to cover up to 15,000 kilometres of testing in a season, and that role would be more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as possible, so that the data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When lining up on the grid for a race, however, a race driver's frame of mind is all about what they can get out of the situation on that day, and the car is the tool to help them achieve those goals.
ladrando.
Credit to Cyril, he actually called me because he obviously he really wants to honor the bet.
¿Nene?
And I said, look, it's
¿No está detrás?
when you're in these big leagues, I said you're probably gonna have to wait till next year.
Yo creo.
I guess from Nason it would be something quite traditional, and then maybe like a little bit of a honey badger. I don't want to make it too like cheesy or anything, but it should also be something that maybe he looks at and giggles for the rest of his days. Next year, our driver lineup is Lance and Sebastian, four-time world champion of Metro. We want to bring in a driver who had the experience of working with world championship teams. To have a young and up-and-coming driver with an experienced driver is the right thing to do. And who better to learn from than Sebastian Vettel, who's the four-time world champion. Lance can learn from Seb and such that too in the future. Aspire to become a world champion, so I think we got a great combination. Next year, Lawrence has big ambitions for the team. Aston Martin is coming in, a great name, Formula One. Really, it's all about on-track performance, and there's a lot that goes into that. And that's what Lawrence wants to do. That's what we're going to focus on in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The heart and soul of this company started with its racing. This is the factory where the cars are built, and then to support its racing, built the most here. It's very beautiful. This is where we have our design center. Eric Reifman, our chief creative director, and his people
Compra cuando te enamoraste.
are about to show me the visuals
¿Cuánto te costó ese
of what
bote?
our cars will look like for next year.
Ay, mejor compra un mensal.
Good, you? Good. What we have developed is a very modern green color, which has dichromatic effect to the grip. What does that mean? It means
¿Qué?
it's really strong. That's spectacular. Yes. This looks like it's going faster standing still. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We gotta make sure it goes really fast while driving. That's great. So there's been a lot of jealousy on track of our performance this year. There's going to be a lot more jealousy from our competitors when they see how good and how quick we are next year.
También no tenía. Hey. Ya la acostumbraste.
Yes, yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive, thank you. It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.